What I'm looking at this morning is a range of different seedlings that I planted during February. As you can see from a first glance, they've all grown at very different rates, haven't they? So I'm just going to have a look and see which ones need thinning out, which ones might need potting on, and how they all look. So first I'll have a look at these smaller ones here at the end. Now, although they were planted on the 24th of February, they're still all quite small. That's because they're plants that like a bit of heat to get going, and it hasn't been that warm really. We're still in spring, aren't we? We haven't had the summer temperatures yet, and they've been kept in an unheated greenhouse, so they're all quite small. Some of them now have 4 leaves on them though, which is good, so they're growing well. But it's not really ready to thin them out or put them into bigger pots. They'll be fine in that tray for a while. All I'm going to do is make sure they get plenty of sunshine and they get watered from the bottom. So I'm going to lift the tray and water them into the tray there, so the roots can go down to the bottom and get the water. Now these next ones along were sown about the same time, but they're cornflowers. They're hardy annuals and they don't mind a bit of cold temperature, so they've just really enjoyed growing over the last month, and they've got quite big now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to thin them out. So this might seem a bit brutal, but I'm going to look through them and I'm going to remove in each square. I just want one healthy seedling left. So I'm going to remove the smaller one and leave that nice healthy one there. So we've got 1, 2, 3. Here we've got a couple. I think that's bigger, so I'm going to take the little one out here, leave the bigger one. And again there, I'm going to take that one out and leave that. So we've just got one in each square there. So again, I'm taking this one out, leaving one. Again, I'm going to take the smaller one, just pull it out. They should come out quite easily at the minute because they're only small seedlings. And I'm going to go through and do that on each of those. And then what I'll do is I'm going to leave them to grow into these nice little squares. They've got their own supply of compost there. I'll put them in the sunshine again, keep them watered, and I'll just be checking at the bottom just to see if any roots are coming through. At the minute, I can't really see any there, so I think they'll be fine for a week or two. The next set we've got here are marigolds. And they were sown on the 17th of February. Again, not as vigorous possibly as the cornflowers, but they're doing well. They've all got at least 4 leaves there, 2 pairs of leaves. Because they've germinated quite well, again, I'm going to thin them out. So there, I'm going to remove that one, leave the other to have plenty of space to grow. Similarly here, you can see this one is very healthy looking. That one's a bit wizened. So I'm going to take that out and leave lots of space for the other. Same there. There, I'm going to thin that too. So generally we're going to be left with 1 in each pot. That will give, although they're very close together there, aren't they? So I'm going to take that one out and leave that one so it can use all the compost and the nutrients in that pot. There we go. And there's another here I'm going to take out. And another there. If you're growing marigolds yourself, you'll get your fingers will get sticky at this point because they have sort of sticky, slightly hairy leaves, and they have sort of aromatics in them, so they're a bit smelly. Now the last ones here I've got have grown very well. These are borage, one of my plants of the day, a lovely companion plant, loved by the bees. You can see here, although we put 2 seeds in each pot, not all of them have germinated. Some have just got the 1 seedling in. But where there's 2, again, I'm going to thin out because these are quite big plants and they're going to want plenty of space. So it's best to leave just 1 in a pot, and you get 1 big healthy plant instead of 2 that are fighting it out and don't have enough nutrients. Again, just quickly take those out and leave 1 healthy one in the middle. There we go. These will become quite big plants as well. They'll get at least sort of 40-45 centimetres high and wide. Right, so they're nice and damp. So again, I'll continue finishing off the cornflower, and then they'll all be going back in an unheated greenhouse. I'll give them a few more weeks, and again I'll be looking at the bottom of all these just to see if any roots are coming through. Yeah, actually you can you see in the borage there? There's a few little roots coming through, but I'll wait till they get a little bigger, and I'll show you what I do once they've filled up the pots.